All right, let's help people some more. All I have to do is make the Gospels available. Uh, if they're used to target people for genocide, that's the responsibility of the taxpayer and the people who elect to vote for president for money as opposed to elect to stand up for the Lord's Prayer for Living Messiah. So if you elect to vote for president and participate in genocide through declaring war and murdering each other over money, that's your decision. But you gotta understand, okay, this isn't year one. Okay? This isn't Daniel dealing with Nebuchadnezzar. This isn't Joseph and Moses dealing with Pharaoh. Okay, this is Earl globally dealing with genocide operations through compliance to wrong and lie, as opposed to agreeing to do right with truth. All right. So I'm making the Gospels available. It's not a correction. Truth is truth. I'm not correcting the Gospels. There's nothing wrong with the Gospels. Jesus never lied to people. Okay. Muhammad didn't lie. He didn't make up stories and sell them to make money to pay his extortion. Okay, Jesus didn't do that either. Okay. Haile Selassie was abused by assholes just like me. And everything was manipulated and distorted. Okay. But this is a different era. Haile Selassie didn't have quantum computing. Judah Krishnamurti didn't have quantum computing. Okay, there's lots of stories about religious interaction and things radically changing. Okay, there's a connection. If you go watch the Matrix movies, between the guy like the Buddha, okay, and the one who's the line of Christ, and the Hindus and the Krishnas, the Hindus and the Buddhists, both, it's during the line of Christ that when there's the radical change, the stories agree. And then they had a Zeitgeist movie put out by Aaron Russo, financed by the Rockefeller family. It says they all kype each other. It's like, no. Truth is truth. Lie is lie. When truthful people are dealing with liars, it remains, there's a lot of consistencies there. Okay, like Mark Twain, you'll find the history doesn't always repeat itself, but you'll find it often rhymes, right? Because lie is lie and truth is truth. And so, and here we go again. Now, quantum computing, I do not volunteer to be murdered or abused by taxpayer dollars and their technology. When people attempt to abuse me or murder me with linguistics through chemical poisoning and other disgusting accepted forms of abuse, this is different than Jesus dealing with the Roman Empire in year one. This is 2000. This is the 21st century, not the first century. Okay, and I have earned the right to command the quantum computing. Okay, so quantum computing, you have my permission to deter them, and then if they're not deterred, to stop them from abusing me and abusing people that it will bring me discomfort. I know you're in the right position now. I can't wish that he is, my nephew, passing from cancer, and my sister's in really, bad health. But even if we were living the Lord's Prayer yesterday, it's still been hard for Justin and Patrice. There was a lot of self-destruction through energy drinks, alcohol, cigarettes, carbon emission poisoning, stress, economic abuse, abuse through manipulation through Wi-Fi and magical thinking. So, but it's there's a lot of things. They go after Steffi and Pat, and they go after Amy and the kids and stuff like that. You have permission to deter them. If they're not deterred, you stop. Stop them, please. As far as everybody else, I can't. If you elect, I have the people that were abused with me, and I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. Okay. If you do not accept me as the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, I can't have quantum computing deter the president and the Democrats and the Republicans and the Pentagon from whatever they're going to do to you. You have to accept the Lord's Prayer, and you have to accept the living word. You can't sit there and say it's not Earl, it's Jesus. It's like, okay, well, why aren't we living the commands of Jesus Christ? Okay, so your Jesus is God. Okay, well then you go ask your God Jesus to keep you safe from the quantum computing that you paid for with your taxpayer dollars while you elected a president. And if you didn't vote and you're still doing things for money to pay your extortion to live here instead of electing to stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, you're in the same boat. So Republicans, Democrats, LGBT, TD, community, and the Chick-fil-A community, you're all in the same boat. Okay, so, you understand? So quantum computing, you have my permission, okay, to deter and stop any abuse towards me and other people that, it'll bring me discomfort and sadness, because I'm stopping, eliminating abuse, and I need to recover. And it's wrong to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent, and the poor plead for mercy, and the rich answer of insults, and the wealthy are fools who perceive their wealth as a well of safety. And so it's time for me to just it's not a game. It's just they play word games, and then I have to go, really, and then I have to go, okay, here, boom. And I make this available, and these are the Gospels, and I am the Gospels, and these are the Gospels. Break it up, break it up, break it up, break down, right? Of Curtis Blow. I want you to know that these are the breaks. And so, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. None unto the faith of Father Abraham except done through me. I can say that with certainty, and I proved it beyond any reasonable doubts. Only people that have doubts are people that want to continue to mass murder through their tribal perception that they call religion, they call Christianity, they call Islam, they call Latter-day Saint, they call Rastafarian. Okay? No. You stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, and you elect to live it from here for now and evermore. It's literally applying the Lord's Prayer in physics. Okay? It's understanding the Lord's Prayer and understanding how to apply it in physics. Forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, and eternal faithful peace. If you're not capable of share, care, given accordance to need, built to last, then you can't properly apply physics of the Gospels. Okay? It's an application of physics. It's just like you don't even need a lab, and you don't need a laser, and you don't need to sleep with the rich old lady. All you need to understand that application of physics is as simple as baking cookies. Okay, do you understand? Yeah, that's the application of physics. If you don't do it right, it's not going to taste right. It's not going to. If you're wanting to attain an objective or achieve an objective, you put this much sugar in, you put this much that, you bake it for this long. That's applied physics. That's what Leonard does. Okay. No, it's not belittling it. That's the truth. Why do you think? Okay, because he's a theoretical physicist. And when his sister, the rocket scientist, he goes, why don't you just say I just take the tolls at the toll bridge? Okay, do you understand? Because that's the way he sees an applied physicist. He does all the work, and the other guy sees if it works. Okay, here's my cookie recipe. Leonard, go cook it. Yeah, he's the Swedish chef. And, or the scientist, with the hi, and he's Beaker, right? Okay. The theoretical physicist is and Beaker is the applied physicist, right? Schneer, de-deer, de-deer, board. And then, it's like he's chef and that's Everton, right? serious profession, which is insane because the first profession is applying graven image unto, you know what I mean? You cannot eliminate God with your ego. You cannot invent yourself. Okay, do you understand? You are a creation of an essence of infinite essence. Okay, Judeo-Christian. There's one thing all these egotistical scientist people can't corrupt, and all these corporations, they have egotistical science. He said that. He said the computer that thinks faster you, run by a Hindu scientist or a Muslim scientist or a Buddhist scientist, will take over the daily operations of your life and invent a new, quote, religion. And they're doing that right now. Well, everybody, unity. Money's not real. Okay, we're going to go over that again. Tree. How much money does it take to make an apple? Okay, do you understand? Rain? How much money does it take to make the rain fall? It doesn't. Okay. You eliminate economic conflict, you're going to have better rainfall. You're going to have better trees. You're going to have better fruit. You're going to have better health. You're going to have better mental clarity. You're going to have better emotional stability. You're going to be psychologically, physiologically, mentally, and emotionally a healthier human being. You're going to control your exponential growth through understanding, through respect and dignity and empathy and love of one another, as opposed to, here, fuck, and make sure you don't sexually reproduce. A dick in the butt is better than a baby in the gut. The baby's not in the gut. The baby's in the womb. Okay? If you put your dick in your cellmate's mouth, then your dick, but stuff that's supposed to go in her womb goes in his gut. Okay? Do you get it? Okay? How stupid are you, Squirrel Master? Nasty Nate, make it stop. That horse is a diabetic. Do not give it that food. Do you see what I'm saying? Half-baked. They are. Okay? So, I'm working here. So we'll work tomorrow. We'll load this one up and we'll see if it's capable of loading in a timely manner like they have been. The one that I made with the little Oprah conversation, it went an hour and whatever, and I said, fuck it, I'll let it load. And then I went to talk to Dad, came back in 11 minutes. It went, wow, that was the fast, wow, time machine. I got a flux capacitor on this baby. Just being silly, but you know what I mean? And so, I was like, well, why do they not want to load this one? And then they loaded. And so it's weird. I don't overthink it. The numbers, the only thing that I think about, and this is just, I wonder if the kids are watching sometimes. And that's about it, Okay, I want her to be positive, and I want Emily to know how much I love her. Kate, all the kids. That's the big thing. Just be positive, know how much Dad loves you, and my wife's that I don't hold a grudge and I don't hate you, and I know you were being abused and I know it was hard, but I'm not going to lie to try to make you, quote, look good. I stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me. Let's live the Lord's Prayer because it's perfect. And if you lie, then the technology knows, okay, he'll kiss ass and try to stay out of trouble from people attacking him with linguistics and money, and you can't do that. You got to be a pragmatic person. You got to be a faithful person. You got to tell the truth. You have to be truthful. If you're not truthful, you're not the way, the truth, and life, and unto the faith of Father Abraham, except unto me, and that's the way it's got to be. Lord's Prayer. I like to live it. If you elect for taxpayer dollars to mass murder each other with philanthropy, this is the 21st century and not the first century. Okay, so forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I did forgive them, but now they are given the opportunity to understand what they're doing. They get it every day on a daily basis. I've been loading on YouTube since June 2009. We had those ones that I pulled off the other channel that I shut down with the, in the bathroom at the trailer. All you people in the military, you say I have no discipline. You'll kill people for a paycheck, and I won't. And I have no discipline. You judge me, I'll analyze you. Okay, guys? I love you, all right? Get right. Okay, guys? I love you. You know I do. All right, peace, man.